Okay, Chuck, I have your two dinner skinners heat treated, tempered, cleaned back up. I'm fixing to put them on my buffer, get them all cleaned up and nice and satiny looking, and then drink a cup of coffee, and then put your handles on. And tomorrow, what am I doing tomorrow? I haven't, all week long, my wife and we need to go to town, but neither one of us want to. And then for 2 days, I was sick, and then for another day, my wife was sick. Not sick, as in like COVID sick, but just feeling, a little crappy. And crappy is probably not the word I should use considering the kind of sickness I had. That's probably too much information, but let's just say for 2 days I did not feel well at all. I feel fine now though. But we may have rain coming, and my wife wanted to mow the yard before the rain got here. So if I'm here tomorrow, I'm going to sand your handles up, get them all pretty and buffed out, and ready for the sheaths. So after today, the only thing left on your knives are shaping and sanding and buffing the handles, and then sheaths. So we're about 2/3 of the way to getting you your knives. Okay, got these cleaned up, looking good. Buffed to a nice satiny sheen. Now, I got my acetone. I'm going to clean the knives up real good. I'll clean the handles up, the wood. I got my 2-part epoxy, my mixing cup. The most important thing of the whole operation, my coffee. I'm going to drink my coffee and daydream out the window for a minute, and then get these handles mounted. And the amount of wildlife I see from this window is amazing. And I originally zoomed this camera in to see the deer that's out in the woods. Right, let's see, I'm going to steady the camera. Right there. See the fire pile on the left and my shed on the right? Dead center in the middle of that's a deer. Oh, and that's her baby. They're still together. His spots are gone though. Back straps. Huh. Yeah, I'll tell you. I have, the older I get, the less likely it is that I can make myself kill an animal. I don't know what it is. Something happened to me. Something changed. The animal, the human animal, the male animal in me has gotten deeper and deeper to, harder and harder to find. The fox that killed Blind Mary a couple of weeks back, I've seen him a few times, and I just cannot bring myself to kill that fox. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, he's a fox doing fox things. I mean, I can't kill him because he's a fox. And, my life didn't depend on Blind Mary. I'm real sorry for Blind Mary. And we suspected it might happen because we have fox around here, and we don't, we let these things roam during the day, the ducks and the chickens, or chicken now. But anyway, yeah, the older I get, the harder I find it within me to kill animals. Something spooked them. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're still there. And they just just jumped. The little baby is right in between the corner of my shop and that tree there. Right in between those two trees. That's my heartbeat you're seeing shaking. Bum, 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 bum. And that's coffee that's making it beat that fast. All right, I'm done with my coffee. I'm fixing to get this epoxy out and get these handles epoxied on, and I'll let them set till tomorrow. And depending on what we do tomorrow, I'll either come out and sand these into handles, or it will be Friday. I think my wife has decided on Friday being our going to town day. Friday early. All right, funny story time. I was just sitting here thinking of, I don't know, you know how stories just pop in your head? Okay. Years ago, when my wife and I were owner-operators, truck drivers, we used to have a fairly regular run up to Kansas City. And we used to be dispatched out of Kansas City whenever we got there. And one of the nighttime dispatchers was a pretty nice guy. Normally, dispatchers were not. And he was, I don't know how you would refer to him. He was a bit on the slow side, but he was just a very, very nice guy. Oh, this zebra wood is going to look fantastic. So, you know, we would talk to him and chat with him, and whenever we would get laid over there, we would hang out with him just a little bit. And well, one day we stopped seeing him there, and we asked around. I can't remember his name. Let's just call him Bob. We asked around, what happened to Bob? Where's Bob? We haven't seen him in ages. Well, turns out Bob, who I mentioned was not the sharpest knife in the drawer, decided that he didn't have enough money, and he robbed a bank. And you're not going to believe what his getaway car was. It was a city bus. He robbed a bank and took a bus. And of course they caught him. Yeah, that was sad. And yeah, I think about him now and then, because he was not the kind of guy that would have done well in a prison situation, you know. He was too nice of a guy. All right. So I got one of Chuck's knives done. This is the second one. Get some clamps on it. Hold on. Bob. I think that really was his name, Bob. Yeah. I tell you what, I got a lot of funny trucking stories. Trucking brought you into contact with a lot of characters. I'll tell you another one. It's not so funny. It's kind of sad. Oh, it just started pouring out. Wow. I made a security guard cry one time. Hello. Yeah, hello, baby. You here, huh? You want to say hello to YouTube? Come up here and say hello to YouTube. Were you outside? You got all wet, didn't you? All right. Let me finish my story. So, and it was in Bay Minette, Alabama. I can't remember the name of the plant, but The security guard gave me and my wife hell every single time we went there. He was just the biggest douchebag you ever met. And back then I had a temper that was a little hard to control sometimes. And I come so close to beating the crap out of that guy so many times because it was 3 o'clock in the morning. And back then there was no cameras everywhere. And I had to, it took superhuman strength not to hurt him. I disliked him that much. So, one night, I was trying to antagonize him into taking a swing at me. And he didn't have a ring on his finger. And I told him, you probably live with your mother. He was, my age, grown man. And here's what the thing that creeped me out the worst about him. He had long fingernails like a woman, and they were packed full of dirt. The guy had real, genuine mental issues. And one of them is he got intense pleasure from hassling truck drivers on their way into the plant at the scale. So he had to put up with his BS, and it was a lot, and it was every time he went there, and it was every single truck driver that went in there. I'm really surprised that somebody didn't kick his ass before, he got to me. But anyway, I mentioned that no woman would have him because he was such a disgusting, I can't use the language, but, I said, I bet you live with your mother too, don't you? And he started crying. He said, well, they don't pay me enough to get an apartment. I had no idea he really did live with his mother. I was just trying to get him to take a swing at me. And I just walked out. He was still bawling when I left. I couldn't believe it. And that explained a lot. The guy had some serious issues. And boy, I tell you, over the years of truck driving, I come across some real mental cases. And some of them were cops, too. I've got some cop stories that, let me say this. 99% of the cops I ever come in contact with had a job to do, just wanted to do their job. They didn't want to go out of their way to hassle you. They had a job to do. You had a job to do. And sometimes your jobs clashed, if you will. But every once in a while, you would come across one that was just like that security guard. Really, the last human on earth you would want to have any sort of authority or carry a gun. I've met some Lulus. Someday I'll tell you some of the stories. But, scary individuals that the last job on earth they should have is where they are responsible for other people's life and freedom at sometimes, But, it was rare. But anyway, let me, I'm almost done. I got to put one more clamp up on the front end of this, and then we're done. I mean, done, for the most part. Then I have to come out and sand the handles, but we're almost there.